Stop selling labor, start selling insight. So federal agencies are under pressure to eliminate kind of blind spots and make data-based decisions, not decisions just based on activities, right? So kind of looks like this, like old way of doing things. If the building looks clean, we're good, right? The new way of doing things, we want occupancy data, sanitation metrics, and proof of performance.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm here again with Sarah with SAS-GPS, and today we're going to be uncovering a trend that's quietly destroying win rates for traditional service companies, even those with great past performances and competitive pricing. We're talking, different types of companies across janitorial firms, guard services, trucking, logistical companies, even construction facilities contractors, right? Sarah, we've noticed that, we've gotten bids that, where the company has the people, they have the experience, they often have the best price or the lowest price, right? But they're still losing to competitors who are bidding higher, right? And the reason for that is because a lot of these agencies, whether it's DHS, GSA, VA, the Department of Defense, or any major civilian programs, have shifted towards what we call tech-enabled mandates, right? So can you talk us through a little bit about, what exactly that is and how that's affecting the landscape?
Yeah, it's exactly a tech-enabled mandate, and it really isn't our opinion. It's a part of the new official federal guidelines. So, for example, CISA's Physical Security and the Cyber Convergence Guide urges agencies to integrate physical guard operations with digital monitoring and analytics. Some of the GSA Smart Building program has been emphasizing a lot of IoT sensors, digital twins, predictive maintenance. The OMB modernization policies push agencies to require more transparency, more data, and just better operational visibility from their vendors. So if your proposal is still reading like it did in 2018, like we're going to show up and we're going to do the job and we're going to do a good job, and you're losing because you're getting screened out before they even evaluate your price. And some of it, I think, is vocabulary. So that's one of the things we're going to be covering today, so you kind of understand what some of these words mean.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of like a four-step process here that we're going to go with you guys. So the keywords in the RFP that quietly signal, what a tech expectation may be, how to modernize a traditional proposal without building software, examples of janitorial, security, logistics, and constructions, in this space, so that you can see kind of how that affects you guys. And then why implementing these upgrades not only wins contracts, but actually saves you guys time and money, with obviously your own operations as well too, right?
Yeah, and I think the good news is that you don't need a software engineering team. You don't need to build proprietary tools. You just need to sort of wrap your services in the right technology. So.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, awesome. So Sarah, what's the formula for companies that keep losing? What is it that they're not doing good?
Yeah, stop selling labor, start selling insight. So federal agencies are under pressure to eliminate kind of blind spots and make data-based decisions, not decisions just based on activities, right? So kind of looks like this, like old way of doing things. If the building looks clean, we're good, right? The new way of doing things, we want occupancy data, sanitation metrics, and proof of performance, right? If you're in the security business, old way, guards will record their incidents in a logbook, right? New way of doing things would be, real-time, geotagged incident reporting that you can produce analytic reports from, right? If you are doing transportation, old way, we move the cargo, we get it from point A to point B, right? New way would be we provide live tracking, we can have temperature history, route analysis, predictive disruption alerts, right? Like you kind of, and I think even like shipping companies just in general are doing this. You can watch your package travel, right? Like on FedEx, it's the holiday season right now. There's plenty of package tracking out there. And that shift is really, again, backed by those convergence guidelines from the CISA, the ISSA Industry Innovation Report, that's for janitorial, the DOT Supply Chain Resilience Initiative, that one would be logistics, and then the GSA Digital Twin Modernization Goals, that's definitely a construction one. So this isn't a future trend. It's something that's happening right now, especially in simplified acquisitions, GWACs, IDIQs, and even local-based RFPs. We're going to start to see that trend filter down.
Yeah, 100%. And I think you mentioned to me that it's not just about adapting these tools just to help you win. It's actually making your business actually more efficient, right? So, the IoT sensors reduce labor waste, digital reporting eliminates paperwork, predictive analytics reduces overtime for emergency calls and stuff like that. And the tech actually helps the government, you, streamline your operations, right?
Yeah, and I definitely wanted today's video to not just be like the government is asking you to do all these terrible things and they're going to cost you money and it's just going to be a pain. I wanted to kind of like also focus on the fact that a lot of these tools really do help your business be more efficient,
Yeah.
right? To help you make database decisions too. So they're investments in your business as well as investments in winning government contracts. So
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, and that's very well said. All right, so let's break this down by industry so people can see exactly how this mandate plays out. So let's talk about security. How does that work?
okay, so in security, our keyword is convergence, which is a term that's used by the CISA to describe the merging of physical operations and digital systems. So federal RFPs are now frequently requesting integration with access control and CCTV, mobile incident reporting, remote monitoring, and analytics supported threat detection. So you could partner with a security software platform, offer guards plus integrated monitoring, and that would align with your federal guidance. I think there's a lot of different softwares. I'm not here to sell softwares today, but I've seen a lot of different softwares that do a really good job. I'm going to avoid mentioning software names today because they are
Yeah,
not
no,
mine,
no worries.
but yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so convergence, big thing with security. What about janitorial?
Okay. In janitorial and facility services, the keyword is demand-based cleanings, which is used across ISSA and smart building standards. So traditionally they'd say like clean the bathroom every 2 hours. And don't get me wrong, we're still seeing that, right? But then like a more tech-enabled approach would be clean based on usage, right? So determine that by simple sensors or counters on the devices in the restroom.
Yeah,
So the you could propose like occupancy counters, IoT enabled dispensers, digital QA tools, scan based room completion. Something as simple as like if your soap dispensers tell you when they're out of soap, then it's time to service the bathroom.
Mhm.
That would meet federal expectations. It's also going to reduce wasted labor, improve routing, create measurable time savings, and you're going to have cleaner bathrooms, which, as a person who uses them,
Yeah,
yay.
100%. Yeah, no, 100%. Okay, gotcha. So what about construction?
Okay, so construction and facilities work. The keyword there that is being thrown around right now is digital twin. So it's explicitly referenced in the GSA modernization programs and the VA infrastructure plans. So what they're asking for is a digital model of the asset, updates as work is completed, and data that they can use for future planning, right? So, I think some companies are ready to give those digital models and things like that, and sort of like progress updates, KPIs, and some are not. But that's definitely something to pay attention to, that digital twin.
Yeah, 100%. And then finally, what about logistics?
Okay, so in logistics, the keyword is supply chain resilience. That's referenced by the DOT's Freight Logistics Optimizations Works, which they call FLOW initiative, and some federal supply chain executive orders. The executive branch of the government is definitely paying attention to supply chain and logistics this last year. They want real-time shipment visibility. They want temperature and condition tracking. They want predictive analytics and disruption alerts. So there's a lot of sort of SaaS tools that you could use here. And I have seen some that are really good. Again, I'm going to sort of like try not to use some of the companies, but if you're interested, call. We have a couple that we've seen use well, some platforms. They tend to be inexpensive. They help you reduce delays, fuel waste, rerouting during emergencies, and they just do in general like routing stuff too. Like, so if you have these three things, if however you've been doing your routing planning, basically these are going to do it for you. They're incorporating AI. The government loves AI right now, and you might love AI too if it saves you money. And some of these have all kinds of really cool features like cameras in the cars. They tell you how fast that the vehicle is going. They're really great for like if there's an accident, for your insurance liability. So there's a lot of really good things on the business side as well, and on top of what the government is looking for when you use some of these platforms.
All right, cool. So most companies, obviously, Sarah, watching this have a traditional past performance, right? So the problem that we have, that they face as well too, right, is how do they write a modern tech-enabled proposal without misrepresenting their history or things that they haven't done yet? So how does that work?
Yeah, so we kind of want to call it a like forward-looking rewrite. So you keep all the truths of everything that you did, but you frame it in a way that shows readiness for this modernization, right? Like our guards maintain daily logbooks. Now we would say maybe they maintain discipline access control procedures, manually logging over 500 entries daily with 100% accuracy. That demonstrates our readiness for this digital visitor management system, right? And if you say, we maintain disciplined access control processes and manually logged and, 100% accuracy, those are the kind of things that make your proposal stand out, right? And they're not, it's not untrue. It's just a way better way of saying that we maintain daily logbooks, right?
Yeah.
So that helps you prove that you have the process maturity that would make the technology that you're implementing successful, right? And then in the technical approach, you propose your new tools, right? And I do think that the key is don't tell them that you're going to build the software. You're not building the software. That's expensive, right? You're just going to license it, right? And you include the cost of licensing that in the cost of your bid. So like, let's say a subscription is like $300 to $600 a month, right? But it eliminates some of your manual paperwork. It improves your routing. It makes you more efficient. You reduce errors. You reduce supervisory labor. Dramatically improve your evaluation score, right? In these proposals. So this tech investment can become a major competitive advantage as well as help your business. I think that's the goal.
No, yeah. I think that's a great way to put it. All right, so let's summarize it up then. So then, Sarah, what's the formula now for tech-enabled companies now?
Okay, yeah. So when you're looking at your solicitation, identify those keywords, right? And then use keywords that they want, like predictive, real-time, digital twin, transparency, analytics, right? And then add in the right tech, do your research, partner it or license it, don't build it, and then rewrite your narrative in your proposal. So sell insight, right? Sell insight, not labor. Everybody's selling labor. Yep. Make yourself special. And when you do this, you're not just going to match the federal expectations. Maybe you save money, reduce waste, improve your own internal operations, right? So think of it as business development on many fronts.
Yep, 100% right. Again, if you're a company that's in janitorial, guard, logistical, construction, you're like, hey, I don't know how to write this. How do we help, Sarah?
Well, that's where we come in. We help traditional service providers modernize their capture strategy, identify the right tools, and we write proposals that strengthen your areas around innovation, efficiency, and transparency. So don't let the sort of lack of in-house software keep you out of multi-million-dollar operations. Don't let not being able to write about it keep you out of these multi-million-dollar operations. The tools exist. The service that you need exists. So we're here for you. We'll put them in your proposal and, then you can put them into your operations.
Yep, absolutely. Again, if people have any questions or any comments on the video or they need any help, they can always visit us at SAS-GPS.com. As always, Sarah, very insightful just to get an understanding of how this is shaping, we expect more changes, right? But it's good to know that we're on the forefront of everything and making sure that all our customers are happy and we're all winning. Yeah?
Absolutely. That's our goal.
All righty. Awesome, Sarah. I'll talk to you in the next video.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.